The next war may not be fought by humans. It may be fought by machines that think faster than us. Autonomous drones, AI targeting systems, killer robots capable of making life and death decisions in seconds. The United States and China are now locked in a terrifying race for artificial intelligence dominance, and some fear humanity may already be losing control. Tonight, 5 retired spies give their honest personal verdicts on the rise of AI warfare. No spin, no diplomacy, just experience. Let's begin. Back with us tonight, Texas Buck McCoy, Colonel Dimitri, the Bear, Madam Lee Wei, Sir Reginald Hawthorne, Lucas, the Vault Bruner. 5 retired spies, 5 different worldviews. First question, how dangerous is this AI arms race really?
Frankly, I believe we are entering extremely dangerous territory. Both superpowers are developing machines capable of making lethal decisions faster than human commanders. The speed of future warfare may become terrifying. Europe is watching nervously as autonomous weapon systems evolve faster than international law itself. Ethical concerns are growing, but military necessity appears to be winning. History may judge this era very harshly.
Reggie's right about one thing. This is moving fast. The AI arms race has gone from science fiction to battlefield reality. The Pentagon understands that whoever dominates military AI could dominate future wars, autonomous drones, AI battlefield coordination. Targeting systems operating faster than humans can react. China is investing aggressively. America is responding aggressively. And if the US falls behind, we may lose the next major conflict before the first missile even launches.
That mentality itself is part of the danger. Both sides now believe falling behind would be catastrophic. That creates enormous pressure to accelerate development. China sees AI as essential for economic and national security reasons. The United States views Chinese advances as a strategic threat. Mutual distrust is intensifying rapidly. Stability requires communication before escalation becomes uncontrollable.
Communication? We are far beyond that stage. America wants to preserve military and technological dominance through AI.
China is racing to close the gap. Russia is developing its own autonomous systems as well. The era of human-only warfare is ending.
Future wars may move faster than political leaders can even respond. That should terrify everyone.
From a neutral standpoint, this development carries enormous systemic risks. Autonomous weapons raise serious legal and ethical questions that remain unresolved. International guardrails barely exist. Smaller nations may eventually gain access to cheap AI weapon systems. Once proliferation accelerates, controlling this technology becomes extremely difficult. The risk of accidental escalation is very real.
So everyone agrees this is dangerous. But who bears the greatest responsibility? Buck? I can already see you preparing for this one.
China bears enormous responsibility. Beijing is aggressively integrating AI into military systems at massive scale. Autonomous weapons, drone swarms, battlefield AI coordination. The United States cannot ignore that. If America slows down while China accelerates, we lose strategic deterrence. That's reality.
Please back. America started this race years ago. Washington spent decades building technological dominance and now fears losing it. The United States lectures the world about ethics while pouring billions into military AI programs. China and Russia are responding to American pressure, not inventing it.
Dimitri, China's opacity is exactly why nobody trusts them with this technology.
And America's obsession with global dominance is with the world no longer trusts Washington.
Gentlemen, save some missiles for later. Madame Lee Wei.
Responsibility is shared. Both sides accelerated this competition. Both sides increasingly interpret the other's technological advances as military threats. The problem is that AI development is now moving faster than diplomacy itself. International rules and human oversight mechanisms remain dangerously weak. Continued escalation benefits nobody.
I actually agree with Leeway there. Frankly, the international community has failed spectacularly here. We are sleepwalking into a future where machines may decide who lives and dies. Ethical debates continue, but governments are prioritizing strategic advantage instead. Once this technology becomes fully normalized in warfare, reversing course becomes extraordinarily difficult.
From my perspective, this is less about one nation and more about technological momentum itself. Once a capability becomes possible, nations fear being left behind. That fear drives escalation. The true failure may be our inability to establish global rules before the technology matured. We are entering uncharted territory without effective guardrails.
A frightening thought. Let's move forward. What happens next?
I believe military AI development will accelerate significantly over the next few years. Fully autonomous systems will become increasingly common. International efforts to regulate lethal AI may continue publicly, but major powers will resist meaningful restrictions privately. Technological decoupling between the United States and China will deepen. Global trust may deteriorate further.
I expect America to dramatically increase investment into military AI, more autonomous drones, more battlefield automation, more cyber AI integration. China will respond aggressively. AI superiority may become the new measure of military power. And honestly, this isn't temporary anymore. This is the new Cold War.
AI predict future wars will become terrifyingly fast. AI systems may process battlefield decisions faster than humans can understand them. Smaller nations and non-state actors will eventually gain access to autonomous weapons. Cheap AI drones could spread globally. The balance of power may shift dramatically once that happens.
I suspect we will soon see widespread deployment of AI-assisted weapons in active conflicts. Ethical concerns will intensify, but governments will continue prioritizing military advantage. Europe will remain trapped between competing technological spheres, and history may remember this period as the moment humanity normalized machine-driven warfare.
I expect prolonged instability rather than immediate catastrophe. However, the risk of accidental escalation will steadily increase as systems can misinterpret signals. Cyber attacks against autonomous systems may become common. International institutions currently lack the ability to properly regulate these developments. That concerns me deeply.
Anyone want to challenge another prediction? Buck?
Dmitry underestimates how strong American alliances and innovations still are.
And Buck underestimates how quickly determined nations adapt under pressure.
Both positions only reinforce the danger of escalation.
Quite right. At this pace, killer robots may appear on battlefields before diplomats even finish negotiating definitions. Which brings us to tonight's darkest question.
The worst-case scenario is permanent global instability driven by autonomous warfare. Cheap AI weapons spread everywhere. Terrorist groups acquire autonomous drones. Wars become too fast for diplomacy. Great powers lose the ability to de-escalate. Humanity could lose control over its own destruction.
The real nightmare is fully autonomous escalation. Machines making lethal decisions at machine speed. Imagine AI drone swarms blacking out an entire city before leaders even wake up. Cyber attacks manipulating autonomous systems. Nuclear powers losing command stability because AI systems interfere with decision-making. We risk creating weapons we can no longer control.
The humanitarian consequences would be catastrophic. Autonomous systems could trigger accidental wars between nuclear powers. Developing countries may become flooded with cheap lethal AI systems. International trust could collapse completely. Recovery from such a breakdown might take generations.
For me, the most frightening scenario is psychological. Humanity slowly accepting machines making life and death decisions as normal. Wars beginning and escalating in minutes. Algorithms determining civilian casualties. Future generations inheriting weapon systems we barely understand ourselves. History would record this as the moment humanity surrendered moral control.
The collapse of coordinated global oversight concerns me greatly. Multiple competing autonomous systems operating without transparency or communication. Cascading failures, rapid accidental escalation, international institutions unable to respond effectively. Rebuilding stability after such a collapse would be extraordinarily difficult.
Dark warnings from everyone tonight. Final verdicts.
America must maintain leadership in military AI, but machines should never have unrestricted authority over lethal decisions. Strategic competition is necessary. Total loss of human oversight is not.
Humanity must not surrender warfare entirely to machines. Unchecked AI militarization could become the greatest threat modern civilization has ever created.
International rules for lethal AI systems are urgently needed. Human oversight and mutual restraint remain essential for global stability.
History repeatedly warns us about uncontrolled arms races. We still have time to establish ethical limits, but perhaps not much.
Practical guardrails and international communication are urgently necessary. Escalation in autonomous weapons serves nobody's long-term interests.
Another intense discussion from the Retired Spies Club. 5 retired spies. 5 very different perspectives. Which verdict hit you the hardest tonight? Let us know below.